how many of us would promote our failures? Like really make it public for everybody to know? If you're like me, you're probably a bit nervous to do that. But do you know the people who can talk about that? The people who have been incredibly successful, are currently successful, and they can now look back at their journey and say, that was pretty ridiculous, and they can laugh about it. Bessemer Ventures was founded in 1911. They've invested in some of the biggest companies in the entire world. We're talking about LinkedIn, Twitch, Shopify, Wix, Pinterest, you name it, they've invested early in some of these massive, massive companies. So here's some companies that they could have invested in very, very early, but they didn't. Airbnb, Apple, Facebook, Google. Now listen to these short little stories that I think are pretty hilarious. Let's look at Facebook. Jeremy Levine spent a weekend at a corporate retreat in the summer of 2004, dodging persistent Harvard undergrad Eduardo Severin's rabid pitch. Finally, cornered in a lunch line, Jeremy delivered some sage advice. Kid, haven't you heard of Friendster? Move on. It's over. Or how about Google? David Cowan's college friend rented her garage to Sergey and Larry for their first year. In 1999 and 2000, she tried to introduce Cowan to these two really smart Stanford students writing a search engine. Students? A new search engine? In the most important moment ever for Bessemer's anti-portfolio, Cowan asked her, "How can I get out of this house without going anywhere near your garage?" So I think the takeaway is we shouldn't worry about our past failures, the past mistakes, the campaigns that didn't really work out. What we need to do is focus on resilience and consistency to make sure that we're continuously getting out there, getting up to the plate and going for another at bat. And you know what? Eventually, you're going to be able to look back at those failures and maybe create your own little anti-portfolio. And you can say, wow, this is a campaign that really flopped, or this is something that didn't work, and you'll be okay with it because we won't feel bad for you because you're going to be so successful.